What's up, guys? This is GT40 of LVT, and welcome back to the channel. We've got Season 48, War number 9, and guys, we're fired up for this one. We got GT40, best alliance, arguably, of all time when it comes to war, and we have a battle on our hands for this one. So I've got a 4-fight war heading in, and we'll see what happens. So with the first kind of lane 4, you've seen me take a bunch of times already this season. I've got the CGR popping up on node number, oh man, I never remember what it is. It's 4, 5. I should know this by heart by now. I've taken it, I think, kind of every war that we go into. But anyway, well, whichever one it is. On node number 4, there we go. So on node number 4, we've got CGR again. The tactic I try to use here against him is to parry twice, build up some prowess, parry heavy, get the resist up, and then parry, and then push neutralize, and then get to the SP2 and take him out. So this was one of the cleaner fights I had. Very happy about it. He went down relatively easy. So now I've got this void where my newly ascended Nick Fury will be putting in some work. So the strategy here is, because all the debuffs get on, if I stay too close, more debuffs get on me, is basically parry heavy, parry heavy, parry heavy, throw the special. I think maybe I throw SP1s, or maybe I push to SP2s, I don't remember. But the idea is parry heavy, parry heavy, parry heavy. And by doing that, there is almost no risk of you ever dying this particular fight. It can get out of hand if you stay too close and you do get tons of debuffs on you. But Fury is the perfect counter for this particular fight. As you saw, it went down nice and easy. So those first 2 fights, very happy to get them in the bag. Again, I was one of the first ones to fight in this war, so I just wanted to get out of the way, because I know with GT40 and LVT history, I think LVT is tied, before I got there, has tied them twice and lost both on time. So I wanted to make sure I got my fights in nice and early, to basically be able to see and watch what happens and not be one of the last ones fighting, because that is very stressful. So on this one here, we have the Arcus with Wiccan. This is relatively easy fight. I do have the invulnerability boost on, so I don't mind pushing to SP3. But the idea is once you get the neutralize on, so I start the fight off typically with parry, and then parry heavy to remove the power up, or the power gain, and then followed that by parry, ending with a light to keep the neutralize up, and then throwing the SP2 to get kind of some plasmas and stuff on. Again, I wasn't worried about the power level at all in this point, as long as I had the prowess up. The idea was, I pushed too far there in terms of pushing to the SP3, but the idea was to just keep that neutralize up so he doesn't gain the power, make sure the incinerates and stuff, or plasmas are on him constantly, and then watch him melt, essentially. So the Arcus, I've taken him multiple times this season, so very, very comfortable with the fight. And he went down. So what's next is I've got this Kitty Pride. So this Kitty Pride can be tricky at times. So I've got Omega Sentinel here. And the idea is, they're not tactic or anything, but I was trying to just land a heavy first to get cowardice up. That way I could parry freely so she doesn't gain any prowess. So after that, I would kind of end with the light to pause it, which is what I did. Then finishing with a medium to get another cowardice up, throwing the SP2. And anytime I would finish a combo where I saw she had an SP1 available, I would basically turtle. So I would do a 4-hit combo instead, turtle, hit into the block, bait the heavy, and then go at it again, like you're going to see right here. No, not here, because I have the striker available. But the reason for that is that if she were to throw the unblockable, the SP1, she would basically be unblockable for the rest of the fight. So it can be a tricky fight if not taken correctly. In this case here, she cooperated perfectly. I was able to get it down, and that's it. So my fight was done. But what's crazy, and this is why I was jacked up, is that we ended up winning this war. So it was tight. It was 5-5. And I feel bad. I feel bad for the person that died basically on the last fight to cost them the war, because at the time there it was. You can see they're ahead on time, but they ended up dying, I believe, on the last fight with half an hour left in the war, and we ended up taking down the giants, the David and Goliath story. We took them down. We ended up beating GT40, I think, for the first time in LVT history. and I was so proud of the guys. It was awesome. It was awesome watching the chat blow up, taking down arguably the best, Alliance War alliance of all time, essentially at this point. So anyway, so that puts us to 9-0 in the season. We are looking to potentially finish in podium. We have 3 likely very tough wars coming up. Moves me to 36-4 on the season. I finally, the last 2 wars, I'm off my death streak, which is fantastic. And super pumped about the next one. You'll see why. And we will see you then. Take care, guys.